It was around the year 1600 that this short but intense love story took place. It's the story of two teenagers who wanted nothing more than to be together forever. The two richest and most powerful old families lived in the beautiful city. They were the Capulets and the Montagues. The two families had a hatred for each other that went back centuries. In fact, the feeling was so strong that even the smallest thing could start them bickering violently. But one day, when they were all tired of the suffering caused by the fighting, the centuries of hate would come to a head. This is the great love story of Romeo and Juliet. It was a lovely summer morning when the most important citizens headed for the center of town for the weekly Sunday Mass.
Here you are.
Thank you, madam. Have a nice day.
Suddenly, the servants of the house of Capulet ran into those of the house of Montague. Just like always, they were starting to trade insults.
Are you looking for a fight, sir?
Looking for a fight, sir? No, sir!
Just as an armed battle was about to start, along came young Benvolio of Montague.
You're gonna die, stupid Montague.
And Tybalt of Capulet.
That's what you think.
Knock it off, dimwits. Put your swords away. You don't know what you're doing.
What? Do you draw your sword against these lowly cowards? Turn around, Benvolio. Fight like a man.
Unable to avoid the fight, which would lead to even more hate and bad consequences, hearing the racket, the lords Capulet and Montague appeared instead of avoiding trouble.
What's going on? What? Oh my God! Fighting again? It's your fault.
They began to insult each other ferociously, and their mutual ill
I'll put an end to you once and for all.
will lead them into a pitched battle. Many citizens, tired of the violence, didn't realize that trying to put an end to so much intolerance only made things worse.
I'm tired of this.
But this morning was the limit. The prince finally lost his patience.
My lord, the Montagues and Capulets are fighting again.
Suddenly, to everyone's surprise, a heavy guard showed up to restore order and clear the way for Princess Gallus,
Stop!
the highest authority of the city,
Prince is coming!
who had absolute power over everybody.
If you cause any more disturbances in our streets, you'll pay for the loss of our peace with your freedom. This time, for the last time, you may go.
A warning had been given. From this moment forth, they would have to be very careful.
Let's go.
Lord and Lady Montague asked Benvolio about what happened, and tried to find out why their son Romeo wasn't there.
Where's Romeo? Have you seen him today?
I saw your son walking very early. As soon as he caught sight of me, he took off into the woods.
Many of the mornings he has been seen there, adding his tears to the fresh morning dew.
Do you know why, noble uncle?
I don't know. If we only knew where all his grief comes from, we would be glad to console him.
I'll find out the reason for his pain.
Please don't interrupt.
Benvolio knew he would find him alone in the middle of the forest. For Romeo was a young man full of thoughts of love and romance, who preferred the solitude and quiet of the fields to the violence and noise which reigned in the city lately. Suddenly Benvolio hears some musical notes from Romeo's guitar.
There you are.
And finds him sitting quietly next to the brook. He always wandered about there, drawing, reading a good book, or playing his guitar when he felt inspired, trying to get away from the noise.
Good morning, cousin.
Is the day still so new?
It's past 9. What sadness makes Romeo's hours longer?
I don't have what would make them shorter.
Love?
Love is a smoke made with the steam of sighs. When it is given, it is like a fire sparkling in lovers' eyes.
Romeo tells Benvolio of his sorrow, but keeps secret the name of the one he is so in love with. His friend tries to make him feel better and get him to go to the plaza like every morning to meet his other close friend,
Careful!
Mercutio.
Follow my advice. Stop thinking about it.
Oh, teach me how I should forget to think.
By giving freedom to your eyes, gaze upon other beauties.
That is another way to make her beauty more exquisite.
Meanwhile, in the gardens of the Capulet castle, Paris, a young gentleman who is a relative of Princess Scalus, visits the lord of the house to make an important request.
What do you say to my proposal?
My child is still a stranger in the world. She hasn't seen the change of 14 years.
Others younger than her are happy mothers.
And those who are so young are so ruined. But court her, gentle Paris. Win her heart. This evening I will give a feast according to the ancient custom, and you are welcome there. Hey, Peter, come here.
Lord Capulet is very pleased with the idea and calls his servant Peter to let everyone know about the great feast.
You go through the streets of the city, and all those names you see written on this paper, invite them for tonight.
Yes, sir. Right away.
Well then, until tonight.
Goodbye.
Paris is excited about getting the approval of Juliet's father and hurries to his castle to begin the preparations. Lord Capulet is anxious and goes to tell his wife the news. Meanwhile, Peter,
I'll go tell Juliet this very moment.
Let's not lose even a moment.
worried because he cannot read.
You, let's go!
Yes.
What are you waiting for?
Hurries to the center of the city to begin giving out invitations to the great feast. Not wasting a minute, Lady Capulet wants to speak to her daughter as soon as possible.
Let's get started. Nanny, come here immediately. Nanny, go find the girl. I want to speak with her.
Certainly,
She knows that her daughter is very strong-willed and likes to have everything under control.
Oh, excuse me.
In her favorite corner, far from the hustle and bustle of the castle, of the carriages entering and leaving to visit the lord, far from the brutish castle guards, far from the servants who are working everywhere.
Careful!
That's where the young woman is.
I'll get you. Kitty, don't run away from me. Come here. I see you. I got you.
Hurry up! She says it's very important.
Look at me, Nanny. Do I look okay?
Yes, let's go, Juliet, quickly!
Excuse me, Mother.
Come in. Tell me, Juliet, are you willing to get married?
Oh, may God mark you with his grace. You were the prettiest baby that I ever raised, and if I could live to see you married, my wish is fulfilled.
That's enough. Silence now, please. What do you say? Can you love the gentleman?
It is an honor I haven't dreamed of.
This evening you will see him at our feast. Look carefully at the face of young Paris and find that delight written with the pen of beauty.
I will look to like, if looking moves my taste. But I won't use my eyes any more than your consent lets them fly.
Your father thought that at this evening's feast you should meet
Oh, good afternoon, my lady. My lord, excuse me, could you help him?
I'm in a hurry.
Oh, good afternoon, sir. Would you know how to read?
Don't bother me, young man.
Sir, could you help me with...
Crazy Romeo.
Mad. Worse than a madman. Shut up in a prison with no food.
Good afternoon. Please, sir, can you read?
Yes. My own fortune and my misery.
Oh, how are we today?
Love. Wait, friend, I can read.
Oh, thank you.
Signor Martino, wife and daughters, Count Anselm and his beautiful sisters, beautiful niece Rosaline. Where are they going?
To our house, my master's house. My master is the great, rich Capulet. If you are not of the house of the Montagues, pray, come drink a glass of wine with us. May God keep you in good cheer.
Ah, Rosalind.
Oh, love.
At the same ancient feast of the Capulets, the beautiful Rosalind eats, with all the admired beauties of the city. Go and compare her face with some that I will show, and I will make your swan look like a crow.
That very evening, so warm and pleasant, the good-humored guests arrive at the feast of the Capulets, who have led them to expect fun and good taste.
Oh, I am not up to this. You have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have a soul of lead which keeps me stuck to the ground and I cannot move.
You are a lover. Borrow Cupid's wings and soar with them above normal bounds.
Despite the happy mood among all his friends, Romeo has little hope of finding a more passionate love to make him forget Rosalind. Huh? But he agrees to go with them to take his mind off her for a while with his best friends.
Come on, Juliet. Count Paris has arrived.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, yes, sure. Don't delay too long. I'll wait for you there. Boys!
Huh?
Come on, Benvolio.
Ignoring the heavy guard of the Capulet castle, they approach the feast.
We have to wear ridiculous masks.
Hey! Are you crazy?
Suddenly they fear for their safety, but the innocent unawareness of his friends and Romeo's wish to see Rosalind again make them forget their fear.
I'm waiting for you.
And without being spotted, they quickly make it inside.
Oh, very elegant, with very good taste. You'll have the good fortune of always being with a great man. Oh, you were so lucky that your parents have gotten you such a man.
At the same time, Juliet, who has accidentally met her fiancé, feels confused and terribly disenchanted.
Hey, look at this! All the beauties of the city are here.
What are we waiting for? Let's go!
In the middle of the feast, they try to keep from being discovered, but there are so many people that it is not hard to go unnoticed.
Oh, boys, look! Let's go talk to her, lover boy.
Hey, slow down.
She is in very good
The
company.
latest style.
My father brought it from his latest trip.
This fabric is so beautiful.
Go ahead, lover boy. This is your moment. Go for it.
Hey, take it easy.
But suddenly, a miracle happened, which would change history forever.
Oh my lord! Who is she?
Kitty, come here.
Stand there, lover boy. You're gonna lose her.
Kitty, come here. Give me my mask back. Where are you?
Oh, great! My love has arrived.
Kitty, come here.
Where is she? You won't get away from me.
Kitty, come here. Where are you?
You won't get away from me.
You won't get away from me.
And that's how I beat him easily.
And that's how I beat him easily. He was an easy rival for me.
Here you are, you little devil.
Father. Good evening, Count. Please excuse me for a moment. I've lost my mask. Excuse me. I'll be back.
You'll see. Let's go.
I know. Elegantly. One, two, three.
And be very careful from now on.
Yes, Father.
outrageous. Uncle, this is a Montague, our enemy, a villain who has come to scorn the solemnity of this night. I will not put up with him.
You will put up with him.
But, Uncle...
Am I the master here, or you? You'll cause a scandal among my guests.
If my unworthy hand is not worthy of this holy hand, this will be the gentle sin. My lips are blushing pilgrims, ready to soothe that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you offend your hand too much. Your courteous devotion shows in this. Saints have hands that pilgrims can touch, and palm to palm is a holy kiss.
And that was how Romeo and Juliet met.
You won't get away from me. Excuse me.
Nanny,
Madam?
come here for a moment. Please go get Juliet immediately.
Yes, right away. Miss, your mother wishes to have a word with you.
Right away.
Who is her mother?
Her mother is the lady of the house.
She is a Capulet. Oh, dear Count, my enemy now possesses my life.
Oh, wait. Who is the gentleman? Go ask his name.
You won't get away from me.
The nurse asks Tybalt, who tells her that it is young Romeo of the House of Montague, their mortal enemies. Late at night,
Thank you all, and good night, friends.
after a final toast, Capulet ends the feast.
Excuse me. May I please pass? Sorry. Excuse me. Beg your pardon.
You won't get away from me.
Nanny, tell me who that was. Did you get his name?
His name is Romeo. He is a Montague. He is the only son of the great enemy of your family.
Nanny!
I'm coming!
My only love sprung from my only hate. Too early seen unknown and known too late. An enormous birth of love it is for me, that I must love a loathed enemy.
In the street, Benvolio and Mercutio search unsuccessfully for their friend, who they have lost sight of. But not worrying too much about him, they continue to enjoy the feast in their own way, in good company, and lose themselves in the city, to Romeo's great relief. Enchanted by that very special person, he cannot let the thought go, now that his heart is stronger than his reason. And so he decides to go back for her without thinking about the consequences.
Mercutio. There she is. How beautiful.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny your father, and refuse your name, and if you do, swear your love to me, and I will no longer be a Capulet. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. So would Romeo, if he were not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection he owns without that title. Romeo, remove thy name, and for thy name, which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take you at your word. Just call me love and I will be baptized anew, and henceforth I will never be Romeo.
Who are you, who hidden by the night discovers my secret?
With a name, I don't know how to tell you who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself because it is an enemy to you.
Impatient and fascinated by this magic moment, Romeo does his best to be as close as possible to Juliet.
How did you come here and why? Tell me. It's a place of death, considering who you are.
With love's light wings.
If they see you, they will murder you.
Oh, there is more peril in your eyes than in 20 of their swords. Just look at me sweetly, and I will be protected against their enmity. Juliet.
Romeo. We must part before we are discovered. Good night, my love.
Good night. Oh, will you leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction can you have tonight?
The exchange of your love's faithful vow for mine.
I gave you mine before you requested it, and I would give it to you again.
Would you withdraw it? For what purpose, love?
Just to be generous and give it to you again.
Madam?
If your love is honorable, send me your marriage proposal tomorrow, through someone I will send to you, where and what time you will perform the ceremony, and all my fortunes at your foot I'll lay, and follow you, my lord, throughout the world.
Oh, my love.
Madam!
I'll be right there. Romeo, Romeo!
Juliet.
Romeo!
My love.
At what time shall I send her to you tomorrow?
Around 9.
I won't fail. It is 20 years till then.
Romeo tries to make the moment last forever. It's once in a lifetime. His heart had never beaten so fast. Being close to that young lady gave him a feeling he never felt before.
I was looking for my kitty.
But he had to go. By doing things the right way, he could capture this magic forever. And so he preferred not to risk what he had gained.
Your kitty is inside, Juliet.
Only by understanding this was he finally able to leave. At dawn, filled with energy, Romeo visits his greatest confidant, the only person who can help him make his greatest wish come true.
Friar Lawrence.
Hey, friend, you're up to something. Who are you in love with? You come to see me when you need something.
Hi, Romeo.
Crazy head full of love.
My heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of Capulet, and hers is set on mine. Everything is decided, except what you must unite in holy matrimony. I ask you this, that you agree to marry us today.
Huh? Leave it there.
Oh, red apples. Great. Is something burning?
Not again. Excellent. Marrying the daughter of Capulet, how crazy. Oh, this youth. Come, fickle young man. Come over here with me.
Yes, Friar Lawrence.
I will help you for one reason. Because this alliance may be lucky, and change the rancor of your families to pure love.
Thank you, Friar Lawrence.
You're welcome, but you have to be very careful. Just a moment, young fellow, not with the hands, like this.
Are you offering me?
Since when do you need an invitation?
Everyone was wearing masks, and suddenly I saw her in the middle of the crowd.
Slow down, Romeo. Eat at your leisure.
I had never seen anything like her.
Meanwhile, in the plaza, euphoric, Benvolio and Mercutio talk about last night's feast. Until suddenly... a joyful Romeo appears.
Good day, Master Romeo. You really tricked us last night.
Good day to you both. How did I trick you?
The slip, sir, the slip. We suddenly lost you.
Romeo, who had gone away from his friends when they left the feast.
Pardon, good Mercutio. My business was great.
Oh, now you are Romeo.
Keeps them in the dark.
Gentlemen, can any one of you tell me where I may find the young Romeo? I have something to share in confidence with him.
Will she invite him to supper?
Filled with happiness, instead of ignoring the teasing, Romeo joined in the fun.
I am the bearer of that name, for lack of a worse one.
But suddenly, when he realized it was Juliet's nurse, to everyone's surprise, he took her aside. And that's how he sent the message.
Ask her to devise some means to go to confession this afternoon. And in Friar Lawrence's cell, she shall be confessed and married.
Juliet, filled with impatience, sees Missy arrive and runs desperately to meet her to find out the plans. Missy, who likes to tease Juliet, pretends not to be interested and almost drives the girl crazy.
Oh, Lord, why do you look sad?
Oh, I am exhausted. Let me rest. Oh, how my bones ache.
I wish you had my bones and I had your news. Speak.
Jesus, can't you wait a little? Don't you see that I'm out of breath?
How can you be out of breath if you have breath to tell me that you are out of breath? Tell me, what does Romeo say?
Do you have permission to go to confession today?
Yes, I do.
Then hurry to Friar Lawrence's cell. A husband is there waiting to make you his wife.
She finally tells Juliet everything, tenderly sharing the happiness of this union.
Oh, I'm going to marry Romeo. I'm going to marry the person I love.
But they were still worried about acting without the knowledge of the lord and lady of the house. Yet nothing could stop this strong feeling now.
Oh, I'm going to marry the person I loved in the sight of God.
Juliet.
Come on.
An excited Friar Lawrence receives the two young lovers, who he has known since they were small. He is filled with happiness at the thought of sharing the miraculous moment, a privileged witness to the joining of two of the most special and marvelous people he has ever known. He was convinced that the marriage would bring peace finally to the two wealthy families forever.
Romeo, do you take Juliet Capulet as your lawful wedded wife?
I do.
Juliet, do you take Romeo Montague as your husband?
I do.
Then you may kiss the bride.
Some hours later, taking leave of Juliet until the evening, Romeo arrives at the plaza to tell his friends of the marvelous adventure.
It was incredible. He hadn't realized that we were all watching him. He thought he was alone, and suddenly...
Well, here they are. Damn them.
Huh?
Who do you think you're talking to?
Don't fight! Things are different now.
Finally! The troublemaker's here!
I have never offended you, and I appreciate you more than you can imagine. Soon you will know the reason for my good feelings.
Romeo, the love I have for you has no better words than these. You are a villain!
Hey, don't start with my friend. I warned you.
Damn you! You will see!
Wait, stop! Tybalt, please! Stop, all of you, please!
Idiot, out of the way!
Oh no! Mercutio, are you okay?
Friend, how are you?
It is not so deep as a well.
Now you'll learn respect.
Mercutio.
Not as wide as a church door. Just a scratch.
Mercutio, hey, Friend.
Romeo and the others understand the situation, and all start to lose their heads.
Damn him! Away to heaven the mercy, and may fire-eyed fury guide me now! Mercutio's soul is waiting for yours in the clouds. Either you or I or both will follow him.
He will kill him easily.
You always went with him, and you'll accompany him now. What are you waiting for? Let's go!
Romeo, stop! No!
This sword will decide!
Fighting again! Romeo attacks Tybalt violently, stunned by the death of his friend Mercutio. And quickly kills him. But as soon as he realizes what he did, he remembers Princess Scala's warning during the earlier dispute. Romeo is terribly upset.
The prince will condemn you to death if he catches you. Get out of here! Disappear!
So he runs away aimlessly, confused by so many feelings running through his mind.
Friend, no. Poor Mercutio. Princess Gallus.
Who started this bloody fight?
Romeo tried to intervene, yelling, "Peace!"
The prince asks Benvolio to explain, so he can make a final decision.
Tybalt, filled with rage, thrust his iron against Mercutio's chest.
Romeo is hereby exiled. If he is found here, it will be the end of him.
Scala spared Romeo's life because he was acting in self-defense, but immediately declares him exiled, unable ever to return to the city under penalty of death, the city where his bride lives. The nurse runs back to the castle, terrified by what has just happened.
Oh, gone and... Oh.
She quickly finds Juliet, who ignores her worried attitude, expecting one of the nurse's usual jokes.
Juliet! Oh.
What?
Oh.
What are you saying?
Oh. Tybalt is gone and Romeo has been exiled. Romeo, who killed him, has been exiled.
Oh, God. Romeo's hand spilled Tybalt's blood?
It did. It did. Oh, what a day. It did.
Romeo killed Tybalt.
Paralyzed by confusion, she erupts into tears and
God.
is overcome by sadness.
Oh, serpent heart, hid with a flowering face. Did ever dragon keep so fair a cave? Beautiful tyrant, fiend Angelica, dove-feathered raven. My husband lives, who Tybalt would have killed. Oh, find him. Give this ring to my loyal gentleman and ask him to come give me his final goodbye.
Friar Lawrence keeps his composure and turns his wisdom and his generous heart, hiding Romeo until he can find a solution.
Come, Romeo. A gentler judgment escaped from his lips. He doesn't ask for your death, just your exile.
Exile looks much more frightening. Much more than death.
You are exiled from here. Be patient, because the world is broad and wide.
Banished from here is banished from the world. Heaven is here, where Juliet lives.
Who can that be? Go on, hide.
Sad and confused, Romeo manages to calm down when he sees the nurse arrive, the closest he can get to his Juliet.
Nanny!
Juliet sends this to you.
Oh, thank you.
Please, let's sit down, quickly. Go to your love, as we already decided. Go up to her chamber and comfort her. But be careful not to stay until the guard is set, for then you cannot pass to Mantua, where you will live until we can find the moment to make your marriage public, reconcile the families, and ask for the prince's pardon. Well, let's go.
Yes.
Oh.
Go ahead, Nanny. Commend me to Juliet and ask her to get all in the house to hurry to bed, which the heavy sorrow makes them ready for. Romeo is coming.
Thank you, Friar. Goodbye.
Come, courage, Romeo. Now you will see that everything will turn out all right.
They agree to the plan, which gives them a bit of joy for the moment, and great hope to get their wish to be together forever. In Capulet's room, the Lord and Paris discuss the matter and decide to move up the date with no pomp and ceremony because of Juliet's deep depression. They think the cause of her depression is the death of her cousin, not knowing that Romeo is now her husband.
Oh, everything has happened so unfortunately that we haven't had time to discuss the matter with our daughter. You see, she loved her kinsman Thibault dearly.
These painful times don't allow for courting. Madam, please commend me to your daughter.
I will. And I will know her mind early tomorrow. Tonight, she is lost in her sorrow.
No, Sir Paris. I dare offer you the love of my daughter.
But what of Juliet's opinion?
It doesn't matter. Tell her she will be married to the Count in 2 days.
Well, then we'll see each other in 2 days.
Paris, pure of heart, but ignorant of the ways of love, agrees to the idea of Lord Capulet following his dream to possess young Juliet, no matter his terrible state of mind and the distance that separates them emotionally and sentimentally.
My love.
My love, I wonder where you are. Oh, Romeo. My love, be careful.
Juliet.
Hearing the song of the lark, the bird that announces the due day, Romeo, trying to hide from Juliet the feeling that the real world is coming back into their lives, prepares to leave the castle before the guard awakens.
Will you leave?
Night's candles are burnt out, and the jovial day stands tiptoe on the misty mountaintops. I must be gone and live, or stay and die.
Romeo.
Madam! Your mother is coming to your chamber. The day has broken.
Oh, now be gone. It's getting lighter, moment by moment.
The light grows brighter, our woes grow darker.
The parting was difficult. Juliet's soul was full of bad premonitions, and Romeo, trying not to be carried away by anguish, tried to make the departure easier, with the idea that everything would be over soon, and they would be able to be together forever.
Do you think we will ever meet again?
I don't doubt it, and all these woes will serve for sweet conversations in our time to come.
Romeo.
Madam!
Romeo.
At Friar Lawrence's house, Romeo obtains the horse that will take him to the other city, awaiting news from the friar.
What are you waiting for?
Dear Friar,
Courage. Make haste.
Meanwhile, lost in the deepest sadness and loneliness of her room, which seems ever greater and colder, growing with the distance from her beloved Romeo, Juliet has no idea that the worst is yet to come.
Are you still weeping for the death of your cousin? Well, well. You have a caring father, child. One who, to free you from your grief, has chosen a sudden day of you, which you didn't expect, nor did I look for. My child, tomorrow, the gallant, young, and noble gentleman, Count Paris, will happily make you a joyful bride.
Upset by the idea of not seeing Romeo again, and having to replace him with someone she doesn't love,
Not now.
she tries in vain to calm her thoughts.
Please. No, Mother, I thank you, but I cannot.
What is it, wife? Have you given her our decree?
Yes, sir, but she doesn't want him. She sends you thanks.
Just a moment. Help me understand, wife. What do you mean she doesn't want it? She doesn't thank us for having gotten such a worthy gentleman to take her as his wife?
Good Father, I beg you on my knees. Hear me with patience. Just a word.
Prepare yourself to go to the church tomorrow, or I will drag you there. Out, disobedient child!
Juliet had been warned, and nothing could be worse. Juliet runs to the arms of her nurse, but was shocked when her nurse,
Manny!
resigned to the situation, tried to give in to her masters. Trying not to make things worse, she suggested that Juliet accept the situation and agree to her parents' request to marry Paris.
Come, don't cry. As things are, I think it would be best that you marry the Count. He's a lovely gentleman. Romeo is banished and would not dare fight for you again.
Juliet cannot believe what she has just heard from the one who was almost like a mother to her. Stunned and losing control, she runs away to find her last chance to
Juliet!
confide in someone. The nurse, ashamed of herself,
Lord.
lets her go because she cannot help her.
Juliet!
Do you speak from your heart?
And from my soul as well.
Go away, accursed old lady. Now you and my heart are divorced. I will go to the Friar to find out his remedy. If all else fails, I have the power myself to die.
Friar Lawrence receives Paris and tries to get the idea of marrying Juliet out of his head. But Paris stubbornly insists and doesn't listen to the friar's advice.
Come in.
Friar Lawrence. Marry me to Juliet tomorrow. That's what Lord Capulet wants, and I am nothing slow to reduce his speed.
But you don't know what the lady thinks of the marriage. This is not a normal procedure. I don't like it.
She is crying over the death of Tybalt, so there is little talk of love. Hurry the wedding to stop the flood of her tears. Being in company will stop her sadness.
At that very moment, Juliet shows up.
Lucky encounter, my lady and my wife.
That may be, sir, when I may be a wife. Are you free now, Holy Father? Or shall I return at the hour of evening mass?
I have time now, thoughtful daughter. My lord, I must ask you to leave us alone.
Paris leaves after having given Friar Lawrence instructions about the wedding.
Until tomorrow, Father.
Not listening to the friar, who strengthens his resolve to help the two desperate lovers. In the midst of this emergency, the friar has a sudden flash of insight and comes up with a plan to fix things.
Come, Juliet. Come in. This way. Follow me. Here it is. Come closer. I'll explain the plan to you. Go home, be merry, and consent to marry Paris. At night, make sure you can be alone. Take this vial, and when you are in bed, drink this distilled liquor. Soon a cold and sleep-inducing liquid will run through your body. No heat, no breath will indicate you are alive. Each part, unable to move, will seem dead, stiff, cold, and rigid. You will remain in this numb appearance borrowed from death for 42 hours. And in the morning, When Paris comes to rouse you from your bed, you will be dead. Then, as is the custom of our country, with your best clothes and uncovered on a bier, you will be led to the same ancient vault where all the kindred of the Capulets lie. Meanwhile, before you awaken, Romeo will know our purpose by a message from me, and he will come here and watch you awaken. You will awaken as if from a sweet dream. That very night, Romeo will take you to another distant town, unknown to anyone, until time can make things better. Now go, and be strong and brave in your resolve.
Give it to me. Love gives me strength, and strength will help me succeed. Excuse me, Father.
What now?
I ask you for forgiveness. I beg you. From this time on, I will always be ruled by you.
Well, I'm glad for this. That is good. This is how it should be.
Excuse me.
Yes. Go ahead. Go on. This is how it should be.
Juliet, I'm so glad you arrived. We have so many things to prepare for the wedding tomorrow. I took care of your dress and the shoes are gorgeous. You will look like a queen.
I will prepare everything myself, thanks.
But I could help you. But I was thinking...
For you, Romeo.
Meanwhile, Friar Lawrence hands Friar John a letter with instructions for Romeo, who should be there at the moment Juliet awakens in the vault, since she would be terrified if she were alone in such a place.
Let's go, Friar John. Deliver it quickly. Quickly, quickly!
Yes, right away. Giddy up! Friar John takes the letter and departs at once to make it on time. The next day, all is happiness and jubilation. Even without great luxury and pomp, the ceremony will be in accord with Lord Capulet's style, dedicated to excellence and good taste.
The Count will be here right away. What? Juliet isn't ready yet? Missy, go get her ready. And hurry, hurry!
Come on, Juliet. Hurry up. The Count is here already. You have to get dressed. There is so much to do. Let's go. Juliet! Juliet? Juliet! Let's go. The Count is here. Juliet! Oh, what a terrible day! Oh, help! My lady is dead!
What?
At first, they cannot understand, but soon discover it was her decision, that she could not bear the pain of a forced marriage. Totally broken by such a tragedy, they see their little daughter dressed and prepared just as they wanted. So white, so pure, but missing what was important to them: soul, life, love.
It cannot be. Juliet is dead when my lord finds out. Yes, it's her. It's Juliet. When Romeo finds out, I have to tell him quickly.
Balthazar knew nothing of the plan, also believing that Juliet lay there lifeless, and gets up his courage to go tell his friend the bad news.
I have to tell him right away.
Meanwhile, Friar John continues his long voyage across many towns, all across the countryside between the city, where the young lovers live, and the new town where Romeo awaits Friar Lawrence's news. Just a few kilometers before the town where Romeo was, he stops because a local townsman requests his assistance.
Help! Help, sir!
Fearful, Friar John understands that something strange is happening to everyone there. But he stops to help the poor, sick man.
It's my father! My father! I don't know what's wrong with him.
Where do you think
A general uneasiness breaks out. I have to deliver the news! Guards of the city immediately close off the houses, leaving Friar John trapped.
You cannot leave.
Desperate, he tries to escape, but to no avail. He will have to wait a while to leave. But minutes are precious. Suddenly loud noises are heard, and the guards go on alert, as they don't want the plague to pass from one city to another. The guards attempt to stop him, but fail. It was Balthazar,
You cannot pass!
Romeo's servant who overcomes all obstacles in the road, to give Romeo the news of Juliet's death. Unfortunately, he will arrive before Friar John, who is supposed to tell him that it is all part of the plan. When he arrives, he feels sorry to be the bearer of the worst news for his friend.
How is Juliet? How is my wife?
I saw them bury her in her family's vault. Pardon me for bringing this bad news.
Immediately, Romeo decides to return, making what would be his last trip. They stop at the shop of an old druggist to buy some fatal poison.
Who is knocking so loud?
I see that you are poor. Here, take this. It's a lot of money. Give me a dram of poison that works so fast that when it is dispersed through all the veins, the life-weary taker may fall dead. And his body will be freed of vital breath so violently, like a hasty powder in the fatal womb of a cannon.
The old druggist doesn't want to sell Romeo the poison, but nothing can be worse than his extreme poverty. And, against his will, he gives it to him, so he can buy some food.
My poverty consents, but not my will.
Here is your gold, worst poison for the soul of men, for it commits more murders in this horrible world than those poor compounds which the law forbids you to sell. I sell you poison, but you haven't sold me anything. Goodbye. Buy food. Recover your flesh.
What's going on?
You may leave now.
Oh, yes.
Careful!
I have to deliver the letter. The letter? What shall I do? It's late. I'll go back to Friar Lawrence. As soon as the plague subsides and he can leave that residence, Friar John returns quickly to Friar Lawrence's cell to tell him what happened. Friar Lawrence, wake up!
Friar John, what are you doing here?
The letter, I couldn't deliver it. Because of the plague, I couldn't pass.
In 3 hours, Juliet will awaken. We will hide in her cell. Then I will write to Romeo again. Poor living dead, locked in the jail of the dead.
He needs to get to the dismal place where Juliet lies before she awakens and panics at being closed up in such a place. The letter that will say, let's see, oh. In the middle of the night, when all the noises and the sound of so much crying has subsided, Paris, distressed by what has happened to the one who was his future wife, attempts a last goodbye, visiting her on her deathbed.
Sweet flower, I strew your bridal bed with flowers that I will moisten nightly with sweet water, or if I don't have any, with tears distilled from my moans.
Stay there. Let nobody come any closer.
Certainly, sir.
Your unholy tool, vile Montague! Do you continue vengeance even beyond death? Accursed villain! I will apprehend you!
Faster, faster! Hurry! Let's go! Quickly! Let's go! Hurry up!
I truly must die, and that's why I have come here. Good and gentle young man, don't tempt a desperate man. Disappear and leave me alone.
I reject your solemn duty and take you prisoner!
Will you provoke me? Then take this sword.
Take this! I'll kill you! Damn you!
Let's go! You'll be okay. I'll be right back to fix your foot. I should arrive quickly.
Finally, Romeo meets Juliet for the final goodbye.
Oh, my love, my wife. Death that has sucked the honey of your last breath has had no power over your beauty. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. And you, lips, doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss the eternal pact with engrossing death.
I hope it's not too late.
For my love.
can't go by!
Out of the way!
No! No!
Paris! What happened? What is this? Oh, God! Ah. Romeo!
Romeo? Where's my Romeo?
Come, Juliet. I heard a noise. Let you come from the nest of death, contagion, and false sleep. Come, Juliet. The watch is coming. I dare not stay any longer.
Go. Leave here, for I will not go. Oh, Romeo. What's this? A cup closed in my true love's hand? Poison is the cause of his untimely end. Oh, greedy. You drank it all and left no friendly drop to help me after? I will kiss your lips. Perhaps some poison still hangs on them to help me die. Your lips are warm.
Quickly! Quickly!
What? Noises? I will be quick then. Oh, happy dagger, this is your sheath. Rust there, and let me die.
everything is finally cleared up when Friar Lawrence, the wisest man in the city, with a spotless reputation, explains what happens, showing them that nothing good comes from hate and rancor, and that the ambition to be better than others has prevented them from knowing two wonderful beings. In the midst of a great ceremony in honor of the lovers, they put an end to centuries of hate between the Capulets and the Montagues.
Poor victims of your enmity, Capulet, Montague.
Oh, Brother Montague, give me your hand.
After both families pledge to reconcile completely, they build a symbol of eternal union, honoring the young couple. So sad, the story of Juliet and her beloved Romeo.